Hello guys, and welcome to part 2 of this quick introduction to the multipass system in Octane Render for Cinema 4D. This time we'll take a look at an alternative to beauty passes, which is called lighting passes. Before going into it, let's take a look at how this scene is currently lit. The default lighting you see comes from the default environment. You can access its settings by going on the Settings, Environment tab, and here we are. If you wish to override this, you can create texture environment or simply create a physical sky and assign the Octane environment tag to it. Let's enable it. I used dark blue color with reduced power of 0.5. Additionally, I created a 3-point lighting setup which consists of of a key, a fill, and a rim light. If I enable them all, you'll be able to see the final result. Now let's take a look at lighting passes. The idea behind it is that the image is broken down into layers based on the individual illumination contribution of each light source. To set it up properly, you need to assign the correct light pass ID to the desired light sources. If you select the Octane light tag and go at the bottom, you can see we have a parameter called light pass ID. Currently, all of the lights are set on the light pass ID 1, meaning they will be grouped on the light pass 1. To change this, let's assign light pass ID 2 to the fill and light pass ID 3 to the rim. The ambient illumination caused by the Octane sky will render under the ambient light layer. Now let's enable them. Ambient light. Sunlight works in conjunction with the daylight system, which we currently don't have enabled, so I'll leave it off. We have light pass 1 for the key, light pass 2 for the fill, and light pass 3 for the rim. Now that we have them enabled, it is time to preview them. If you remember, we can do that by the display path drop-down. First we start with the beauty. As usual, it is the flood version of our composite. Then the ambient light, light pass 1, which is our key, light pass 2, which is our fill, and light pass 3, which is our rim. Additionally, you can preview them by the live buttons in the live viewer, just as discussed in part 1. Once you're satisfied with your setup, it is time to transfer these settings over to Octane Render for preparation and export to the picture viewer. First thing to do is change the renderer to Octane, select it, go under Render Passes, and enable the functionality. The message says that the post effects will be added under the native multipass option, which is fine. Let's give our lighting passes a name, like so, and I wish to save under my multipass folder. I'll select PSD in 16-bit, image color profile linear, and tone mapping linear as well. Then let's scroll down to lighting passes, and now we need to match the selection we made in Octane settings to the one in Octane Render. You can either manually click them one by one or simply use copy to video post. Let's set up our beauty render. Lighting beauty, save it in the same directory. Let's use the same settings here as well. Double check once again if everything is as it's supposed to be, and simply press render. Actually, I'll stop the render right now because we forgot a somewhat important step. and it is to go on the Octane render, on the main, and change the render buffer type to float buffer, which will affect the linear output of our Beauty Pass. Once that is taken care of, we can now press render. Let's delete the old file and wait for the Beauty Pass to render. Click Layer, Single Pass, and take a look at the separate layers. Now let's composite our image back into Photoshop.